Hey YouTube, Kiratwig here, bringing you guys another one of my Yu-Gi-Oh video specials here today with my girlfriend Marissa, and she's actually been wanting to do this deck video special on my channel for quite some time now. Over the years, she's been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh with me, building up a bunch of different decks, and just going to locals and building up ones that interest her, ones that came out from new sets. A lot of cute ones, I think, that she liked in her opinion. Got her here. Want to say hi?
Hello.
And she's just gonna basically she was always a big fan of, my deck collection videos, and she's collected up a good number of decks, and she's just gonna go through them, show you guys, like I usually do, the deck at hand, how she built it, and just, any special meanings, any comments about the decks to her. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So what's the first deck you got for us?
We're gonna start with Sylvan's.
What did you built this deck? I think it was within this year, didn't you?
Yeah,
you could just go through the
Pretty sure it was this year. I wanted to build it first because I was playing a lot of Duel Links, and Sylvans were the biggest thing in Duel Links, and I was like, especially you can combo with like Rose Lover, you get out a really easy
combo.
Yeah, with Hermitry and all of them. But that's why I wanted to build this, and plus a lot of the monsters are like really cute, like you can use Spore and
it was basically the main reason I wanted to go after Amazonas for some time. That's why I had the deck profile recently as well. Is that a OCG Foolish Burial as a placeholder right
I couldn't find a normal one, and I found this one for some reason, so I just threw this in.
Usually if you have a bunch of staples just going around, you got all the Exceeds, an extra deck.
But
usually try out a bunch of different decks at locals too. Did you ever try out Sylvan's recently or
not at locals yet, but I think I will. Maybe, I don't know, soon.
On.
I gotta like perfect the extra deck, but other than that,
very cool.
It's fun deck, really cute, fun deck.
What about the next one? We've got like a whole pile on the other side here that she's going through.
I'll just grab Element Sabers.
Now this one, we wanted to do a deck profile for this one on the channel. I think we were just, we're still kind of working on it. I know like a lot of Element Saber decks have gone around. I think we kind of want to work on her own. You've been working on, what is it, an Invocation kind of mix?
Yeah, people say that Invocation goes really well with this. I'm still trying to like find the balance between the Element Saber monsters and the Invoke monsters, but
it's probably one of the best engines just to mix in with a lot of decks. So.
Yeah.
It definitely does help. And plus, it helps that all the Element Sabers are different attributes. Yeah, so
obviously it isn't like updated.
No, you gotta take one of those out.
But
hasn't been looked at since then. But got most of the Invocation core in there. Plenty of the Element Sabers as well. So very, very nice.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to build it because it was not that expensive and it looked fun.
It definitely was easy. Okay, this is one of her favorite ones.
Yeah, this deck is probably one of my favorites, and I'll probably never get rid of this. It's just, I don't know, it's cute, it's powerful, and it's always a lot of fun to play, so.
Looks like you're missing a couple cards.
Yeah,
so mixing them around from Trick Stars and all the other ones.
If see any empty sleeves, it's because staples are in other decks, and when I use one deck, I switch staples around, so.
I think that's what most people do.
Yeah.
Like, not normal people like me collect staples for all the decks.
Yeah, I love Pudding Sis. She's like my favorite. I know, like, you don't use her in the really good builds, but
when the Vrains pack came out, you were like super excited when we would get the Madolche link.
And then I was sad because it was common and not like super rare or anything. But
we've gotten some pretty trolly cards in OTS packs. We might get a super rare of her and a bunch of other links as well.
I picked this up when me and
Kira went to speaking of me in the third person.
What was it?
That was the Columbus Regional.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of trades there.
Fun.
You can hand them to me this way too if you want.
Oh yeah.
Whatever's easier. What's up next?
We got
cute
Fluffles, yeah. So you always got that girlfriend who's got that Fluffle deck.
I'm looking at it. I always thought it was Fluffle Octo. It's a Fluffle Octopus.
Octopus. I think I always called it Octo too, but when this came out, I was like, oh my god, I have to have it.
And then you saw Kraken.
Yes,
just terrifying.
It's the best.
This deck, this is one I actually see at locals a lot. This one can do pretty well. Is this have you built it twice, or has this always been your original?
I've actually built it twice because when Fusion Enforcers, came out,
so.
It was like all the hollows and everything were in that set. I think these are even from that set, and these are too. So
think those Frightful Reborns actually came from Dimensional Guardian, which was like a set beforehand, but still looks like you got most of the cards for that set there.
Kraken.
These cards have been actually pretty pricey lately.
Really?
People are really hyping over Fluffles. I know that.
Oh, they won oh my god, what's it called?
I don't have the deck anymore, but it's cool that you still have it. But yeah, people want that Patchwork, that's for sure. It was a definite card people thought they were going to see in the Megatins, but
I really hope we'll get it, I believe, one day, but it'll probably be the day no one ever plays Fluffles, so... Next up...
Is this another Duel Links inspired?
Oh yes, this is another Duel Links inspired deck for me, because Cyber Rangers was like, oh my god, it's so cool. But I have a thing for ritual decks.
Oh, there's three Daikini in there. I know that card's
broken.
not at 3.
No, not in Duel Links.
Duel
It's
Links.
at, what, 1 or 2?
I think, yeah, you can only have 1 or 2 in the deck. Same with Benton and the Ritual. But perfectly legal in normal Yu-Gi-Oh! You got the Manjus too. Very powerful deck.
I love
Petite
this
Angel.
card.
I don't remember. I think it had the Halo in the actual...
Yeah, I think it did too, but here it's different. You can even see it there.
Ritual spells.
I always
different ones too.
I always get these two mixed up
I
because
do
they
too.
look exactly the same.
But you're a fan of Ritual decks too. You also worked on Vendread for some time, but I think this deck just stuck around more.
And I have like all the Vendread pieces. It wasn't like clicking.
Need to put it together. I don't know if maybe the Link Monster and some of the other OCG support we have might help later on.
Yeah, because I think we're getting a bunch in some upcoming sets.
Here's her main locals deck.
Yeah, and it makes everybody cringe, I'm sure.
Oh my god, there's plenty of Trickstar players at locals, so the only way to keep up when she's not playing her fun decks, which I've seen her play Vampires and For Hires and Wind-Ups, so she mixes around a lot more than me.
I try to play a different deck every week. If
you can, yeah.
Like, see, it's still not updated.
Pure Trickstars. She just really didn't want to gather up the Sky Striker stuff.
Yeah.
She was too risky, but you kept the Reincarnations, which didn't get hit, so that was a good one there. And you got,
they were safe.
You can see most of her staples in this deck as well.
Because this is my most recent deck I've been playing.
Got up to date with all your staples there.
Yeah.
Still got plenty. She's just randomly picking from the piles. This one, I took a couple staples for her for a couple other decks we're working on, so it's missing a few cards, but...
It's all, like, the cores here,
yeah,
basically.
of gimmick puppets.
But he just did a profile on this, and the reason why I wanted to build it was because my friend in high school, he always used to play this deck, and it just kind of brought back those high school memories, whether, they were bad or good, but it was fun to rebuild.
You actually got the deck off of him, I believe.
Yeah,
too.
I did. So
going through his common piles, and this was just
the whole
in there, and she wanted it, and she traded for it. It wasn't that expensive, if I remember correctly.
It was like the whole thing was probably like, I don't know,
under $5 that you got rid of it for.
Next up, we got some World Chalice, and I'm probably gonna play this week. I'm messing around with the numbers, but so far it's been really fun. I rebuilt it because all this stuff was reprinted in the Megatons.
Seems like
very cheap.
Fully hollow too. Even I don't know if I might be wrong, but I think she comes in foil. I know Shine Balls do, but I believe Venus does as well. So if you can, and Exodius. If
I got
think you have one
from
get a fully hollowed out.
He's very broke in this deck. Also,
Orpheus Scorpio. I don't know if that one does come in hollow or not.
Someone tells me it doesn't.
But it seems like a very aggressive version you built. It's got all the fairy support.
Got some
as well.
special texts in here.
Some of the I know the Perform Mages came in super. Same with Gemini Garnet. So.
Yeah.
But this is, would you say, your most recent deck that you've worked on?
Yes, this is the last one. Well, not last. The most recent one I've built so far, and I've been using a lot of it, especially with like all their Link monsters.
Yeah, that's the fun part of it. Marissa's helped me with a lot of deck profiles, so a lot of the decks you see here are ones that I featured on my deck profiles, just because, like I said, she's been a big help. Depending on what deck she wants to build, it always inspires me or helps me out, just giving me those deck profiles to do as well with my channel, so a big thanks to her. What's next we got?
We got Crystal Beast.
Now, this was one that you built first, and then after seeing you built it, and just how much Legendary Duelist 2 we bought, I was like, I'll build Crystal Beast 2. The deck looks fun.
Yeah, this is probably a deck I'm really proud of, which sounds weird, but I'm proud of this deck, honestly. Like, I love the plays. Yeah, I love the plays that you can make with all this. I have 2 Hobby League. What is that? Carbuncle. I'm missing one.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Got again a 3rd secret Sapphire Pegasus there to finish that up. But it looks like it's all foil nonetheless. which is very, very nice. You gotta get those
love this
ultimate
deck.
rare ancient
Oh
ruins.
my god, they're like really, really expensive. If you guys look up those prices, they're pretty crazy.
Plenty of plays. We got all the support finally for the deck too, which is very nice. Just finally came around to releasing it all for us and definitely made it worth it. And here's one that I know you're very excited about.
This is one I'm pretty passionate about, all because I got this crush on Pegasus, but, you know.
It's okay. He's not that old. People think he's this old guy, but I think he's literally in his 20s
like
or 30s. But tunes, we're also getting that Toon Link coming out.
Yeah,
so
I picked these, like, old...
they're even shining off the camera. They're so bright.
These old Gemini elves off of some guy at
a third
Original.
one to match.
I run like a card guard in here. I don't know. I love this deck. It's so funny and fun to use. Using the Red Eyes engine.
It's definitely probably the best version. You got the Secret Toon Kingdoms.
I also got these gold
rare
Toon tables. I'm missing one. I don't know what this came in.
Even rare Toon Kingdoms have gone up in price.
Really?
But when you get that Link monster, comic hands are also pretty pricey. This deck is going to be crazy, I'm sure. If it's a Link 2, we're made. But if it's a Link 1, it's even better.
Geez, yeah.
Being incredible. Easy tune to make. One that just gives your Toon monsters easy direct attack when they're summoned. Here's the best Tier 0 deck in her whole collection.
This deck is so funny. I probably built, I had the idea for this, like, when I first got into
Before we even met.
Yeah, before I even met him. But there was this funny combo you can do with, like, a big monster like him, and then you could use, let's see... I can just find it if I have it in here.
I think people always mention
Berserker Crash.
Yeah, they always mention this combo when I do the deck profile with this deck, which she always helps me because it's her Karibo deck that I use for the deck profile. So much appreciation there when she lets me use it.
Yeah, I love this deck. It is so cute.
She's even mentioning how there's some staples, sort of a Solemn Strike left in
there's
this
like a
deck
strike
from some other stuff. So
yeah, I was looking through these and I was like, oh, there's my strike.
Wasn't even messed through, but that's usually what you do when you're organizing the decks. That's how they come across with your old staples that you're missing. What do we got next?
Next, we got some Leerlusk Lady.
Now I remember you told me you wanted to build all 4 of the Yuzu Dimension characters. You have this. And we got a few other ones.
Engine.
So we have a few other ones on the list. Melodious and Lunalights.
Yes.
Which Lunalights are in the pile coming up. So but this is...
I wanted to build this deck because number 1, you can use Sonic Chick, and number 2, they're just so cute.
One deck in which Scramble Egg is a definite staple play-through must-have.
You have to
run
3.
Swallow's Nest, very good. The rank up even's crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't hit the fusion for this deck. They hit Starving Venom, or the Starving Venom Supreme King. So that remained unchanged in the deck. You even have some of the other Pegasus staples to go for the level 1 fusions, which is very, very cool.
Instant fusion.
This deck always did interest me whenever I saw it being played. And there were a couple people that used it at locals too, which is quite insane. Actually, how about before that when you show, we were just talking about the Yuzu girls, so it's right there.
Yeah, they were.
Might as well get that one next. We got Lunalights.
And this was one of, I rebuilt this like maybe 2 or 3 times, but this was one of like the first few decks Kira had me make or play at locals.
This is probably the best of the 4-dimensional. Well, the Wind Witch engine is very good, but if you were to say make a whole deck on Wind Witches, it doesn't really stand up alone as a deck. I mean, I do want to maybe one day work on one to fully do it, but standing alone, Lunalights are definitely the most strongest. They have the most support. I think there are only like 3 effect monsters for Wind Witches, but Lunalights definitely with pendulums, fusions, you name it. It's a really fun deck.
Yeah.
And I got this one for Dad. Did you say that already?
I think it was one of the first few decks I actually learned how to play. So.
We picked it up and she's had it ever since. I think I still have my Lunalights as well.
Yeah, they're really easy to build if you want a fun, cheap deck. Next up, we got Vampires, which, I don't know. I think I wanted to build them, because it had, the cute vampire guy, and I was kind of into that.
She ended up giving me all the Sky Striker support.
Yeah.
She did get a box of the set that the Vampires, the Fur Hires, and Sky Strikers came out. She didn't really want to build Sky Strikers. She stuck to Fur Hires and Vampires, and helped her just build it, and definitely worth it. The deck looks fun for sure.
Oh yeah.
And just a lot of vampire plays to remember. That's a thing with this deck.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting some Shiranui
It's
support,
not
I think?
Shiranui, it's
Is it
Chino
not?
Birds.
Oh.
It's a different deck.
Or no, in the Hidden Summoner thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Shiranui? Or I think it might be like a different spirit deck. I don't know for sure. I don't think it's Shiranui, but I think it is a similar deck.
Next up, we got Cybers.
Jumping on the Cybers
Oh my god.
bandwagon.
The reason why I wanted to build this was because of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day we had at our locals, and I actually had so much fun, I just decided to build it, and I don't know.
Everyone learned that starter deck inside out, and then like 2 weeks later we got the structure deck to go with all of the cyber support. And would you pick up one or two of this?
I think I literally just bought one.
Which the Ladybug and Gadget are good.
Mm-hmm.
Got Pinpoint in there because it's just so easy to special. In cyber deck, you got that ultimate rare.
Ulti Spider from my friend who pulled it.
From locals, pretty cool.
But yeah.
Be cool to trick this one out when the Soul Fusion support comes out for sure also. Alright, we're winding down. We got a good couple of decks left.
We got For Hires.
From Dark Saviors again.
Yeah, I built a lot of that stuff.
This is one that I detest on Duel Links. Much, probably easier to play against in, actual life, but probably one of the best decks in Duel Links. It's very powerful, but she originally just built this before those cards even came out in that game. But this one has some pricey cards from what I've noticed too. The Mayhems, the Beats. It adds up, and if you know how to play this deck, it can do very well. It can, field swarm very fast, and you played this one at locals. I think aside from, Trickstars, you've played this one a good amount recently before the recent ban list.
Basically, it's this easy special summon, and you can get out like a full field if you have the right hand.
Destroy your opponent's cards, benefit search from yours. It's crazy. I learned about this deck completely by playing it online. Didn't know much about it when the actual pack came out. I was more interested in some of the other cards that were in that set.
Next up, we got a deck that kind of died.
Getting ready for Halloween. Here we go.
Yeah, but it's, oh gosh. I love this deck, but it's so sad with Link format. It's like, it doesn't even work, It definitely doesn't go up well since they don't have defense, and that's the whole thing. You're probably not going to see too many decks that are like the Ghost Tricks lately just because of that. But you still built it because they were, cute Halloween. You didn't build them around Halloween, did you? No, probably like around Winterish, I want to say.
After Halloween. Yeah. That's how you do it.
Yeah, we got the Alucard.
Alti. Very nice. The Ghost Tricks definitely had plenty of Exceeds, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But, if they get a Link monster, maybe we'll see some extra support or some extra ways to make the deck playable again. Just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, next we got...
Here's another one that you played a lot.
Ritual Beast, yeah.
This one, like, annoyed a lot of people from what I saw, just with the loops you could do.
Yeah, you can just always tap these out and then get them back and then fuse again.
A lot of these decks were just constructed by you trading with people at locals, right?
Pretty
or
much.
Picking up cards.
Yeah, or I would even go online and just this whole deck probably cost about like a pack of socks. Like seriously.
It's not expensive. It never actually was that expensive of a deck when it came out. You got the Monster Reborn.
Yeah,
is that from? I think she played this deck at the sneak peek that Monster Reborn came out.
I was like, this card is it's good in this deck.
Did it come out in Flames of Destruction? Yeah, it did. So that sneak peek, I think, was the last time you played.
This card is really playmaker in this game,
and that one as well.
Yeah.
Just a lot of good lockdown.
Picked up
with this
the
deck.
LT.
Yeah, it's
how do you say his name?
LT Guy Pelio. Yeah. Plenty of fusions. They even got a Link monster, which I think came out in Extreme Force, that was Extreme Force. So she was ready for the
Link.
Flames of Destruction sneak. That's for sure. All right, how many we got left over there? 6 left to go through. Good amount. I wonder if she's even passed me up on the amount of decks, just because I've been going through so many, but very close, that's for sure.
There's so many in my head I want to build.
You've definitely built up quite the collection. I didn't think you had this many built up still.
Next we got a goat deck, which is, it's literally just a goat deck. There's nothing special about it at all.
A lot of have you used this at locals to play people, or you've played it more at school with people?
Yeah, at school, people play like old school cards, and
it's the only way you can keep up.
Yeah, and my friend, he was like, "How about one day we build these old decks?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." So I just built this deck, and I don't know. This is my special tech because we each added like a special tech, so I picked him. But
Morphing Jar.
At least this is legal in this deck.
Breaker, Call.
I picked up like a bunch of old cards for this.
Shinzo looks cool. Yeah. Destruction, the Metamorphosis. Agreed. Delinquent Duo from the Kaiba collection does look nice. Snatch and Steal.
Some of them, even this old Mind Control.
I know goat decks or games are actually really popular at our locals. In between rounds when people are playing, they just like to use goat decks against other people. I saw Moki King. It's funny. All right, what do we got next? I think that one right there is the one that I was definitely interested in. She let me borrow it for the deck profile, but in the end she wanted to keep it because she really thought the Amazoness.
How could you not keep this? Look how cute he is.
He's just
a
little
very
tiger.
Cute.
This was the one deck I think. Did you build? You didn't build this when this pack came out originally.
No, I think I wanted to, but I think I ended up
trading it to you because you wanted
something. I don't know.
Put it together, and that's what was done. But still very cool. I helped her update it more recently for more.
It's another Duel Links deck.
You guys remember from the deck profile I've done recently. This is the more recent version with the 3 terraforming still in.
You'll see like 3 terraforming.
Fix those and come out. A lot of these decks haven't been updated since the recent ban list, but it will be an easy fix. Definitely a lot of fun with this deck for sure. What else we got over there?
Very recent deck, Valkyries.
I know people want a deck profile of this one, so
still kind of working on it.
It's got most of the stuff in it. The hard part is you collected up all the secret rares,
that was the hard part, definitely, especially the
Brunhilds, the Mischiefs, and the Rye. We got plenty of those, but definitely a plan in mind to make this deck work. That's for sure. Missing a couple cards from it, I think, but other than that, we'll be getting this deck out and hopefully a deck profile soon too.
Yeah. Next up, we got
the one she's been using at locals. I think right below Fur Hires and Trick Stars.
Yeah, I was using this for a while, and I'm gonna turn it into a pure wind-up deck. I think I mixed it with something. Oh, the Brilliant Fusion Engine, but I'm gonna try. I don't know. It's the pure.
I know you want Zen Matey to come back.
Oh, yeah. I wish it would just come back to just one, but people would probably abuse it to the point where it would get banned again.
Even at 1, it was a problem when it was at 3, but at 1 is not that big a deal. I think it's, doable. We have a Link Monster, which might be, used with it because it's an easy special summon and you can use generics to make the Exceed. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I am a fan of the wind-ups myself as well.
Yeah, I
got the Exciton in there, ready to go. So some of these decks are updated and ready to go. And we've got
Gagas.
This was another one on my profile. I actually gave her this one. Yeah. I think you were just having a sad day that day.
I was having a bad day, and he's like, "Here you go," and he made me feel better.
After I did the deck profile, she came over, and I just gave it to her to cheer her up. And Gagas can always cheer someone up.
It works. Look how cute they are.
They look like a friendly family, except Gardner. He's just, the bodyguard. He's not actual family in that. But have you played this at all? Or not yet.
I hope they get some sort of Link Monster or something to make the extra deck easier to build. Because as you see, I don't have an extra deck here with this deck because all of their parts are kind of spread throughout my other decks.
They all are generic seeds. Even the Gaga seeds, Cowboy and Samurai.
Yeah.
I think we might have seen them in some other decks for sure.
Yeah.
But you got your last deck here. This one's going to be soon to be updated with the new support we're receiving. Phantom Knights.
Yeah, First, when I built this deck, I was mixed with BAs, and then I was like, you know what? I want to make a pure deck of Phantom Knights, so I'm using some weird monsters that people probably never use, but and plus they reprinted them in one of the Battle Legends. I don't remember which
one. It might be a little more usable since we're getting the Link Monster, and you don't have to rely too much on the same levels for a lot of them now, since you'll just be able to, Link summon if you have a level 4 and a level 3 on the field, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the, what do they call them?
The Link Monsters or the...
No, the new structure decks we're going to be getting soon.
Yeah, the Legend deck with that and the Heroes and the Nordics. So definitely look forward to that as well. But we've reached the end of the video. Just like with my deck collection, it was a long one, but we hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely a fun ride, just reminiscing through all these decks. Also, just like with my deck collection videos, be sure to post down below if you have any big deck collections, or if you ever gave out any decks to a friend or made a friend for a deck, and share it down below. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kiratwig out.